Hi, Kevin Coy from Micro Homestead again, and yet another option for those who have some imagination and some elbow grease and a little bit of work ethic here, because this is a project, but it is a shelter, and I just want to show this as an option for people who might be willing to go this direction and work on something and make it into something that they could live in. So this is an old 70 something, I don't recall the number of the year at this point, but it's about a 32 or 4 foot RV, and it needs work. There's no doubt about it. This is a project that one of my kids took on. They actually got this thing. A guy was living in this before it was sold to my kid, and they paid $800 for this thing. It's towable and it's functional, and it is shelter, and you can get inside of it and get out of the elements, and I'll just kind of show you briefly. It's definitely a project, just so you know, not for everybody, but it is living space, and it's in the middle of being refurbished right now, so you can see that we've done a lot of tear out on this, and it's still a solid space that can be remodeled into whatever you want to do and however far you want to go with it to create shelter for yourself in a very inexpensive manner. Certainly the most spacious of the things I've shown you so far in the series, and probably the one that needs the most work by the same token. So there's actually a stove that goes right here that needs to be put back in. There's a counter with a sink. There's a living area. There's a propane heater right there, and the floor needs to be redone a little bit, but we're working on that. There's a refrigerator and a lot of cabinetry or pantry space. It's got both 12 volt and 110 systems to it, so you can stand alone, or you can be, you know, in a park plugged in and hooked up to all the infrastructure of a sewer and water and so forth. And then there's more space up in here where there's actually a back loft type of bedroom space. Excuse me. And then there's a toilet and shower right over here, if she wants to dare sneak up in here. There's your tub. And like I said, it certainly needs some work, but it is weather tight and somewhat livable at this point, depending on your willingness to live in a shelter. So just another option, a very inexpensive way to get into some shelter and not have to pay rent and or mortgages and so forth while you're trying to get out there and do whatever it is you're trying to do. So just we'll find some other spaces, and we'll continue this series, and I'll see you then. Bye.